Blood is a vital component of the human body, carrying out a range of essential functions such as transporting oxygen and nutrients, fighting infections, and regulating body temperature. It plays a crucial role in maintaining overall health and wellness. The circulatory system is responsible for delivering oxygen and nutrients to different parts of the body through blood vessels. Blood is a complex fluid that consists of various components, such as red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. In this article, we will explore the different components of blood, their functions, and how blood is produced. Components of blood. Red blood cells. Red blood cells, or erythrocytes, are the most abundant cells in the blood, and they are responsible for carrying oxygen from the lungs to different parts of the body. These cells are shaped like biconcave discs, which gives them a large surface area for efficient gas exchange. Mammalian red blood cells do not have nuclei. During their development in the bone marrow, RBCs undergo a process called enucleation, where their nucleus is expelled, and the cell becomes enucleate. This allows the cell to have more room to carry hemoglobin, the oxygen-carrying protein that makes up the majority of the cell's volume. The loss of the nucleus also has other important consequences for the cell's function. Without a nucleus, RBCs are unable to synthesize new proteins or repair damaged ones, and they have a limited lifespan of around 120 days in circulation. Additionally, without the ability to carry out transcription and translation, RBCs are unable to respond to changes in their environment or mount an immune response. The loss of the nucleus is a unique adaptation that allows RBCs to efficiently carry oxygen to tissues throughout the body. It is also one of the reasons why RBCs are unable to divide or undergo mitosis, and why disorders that affect RBC production or lifespan, such as sickle cell anemia or hemolytic anemia, can have serious consequences for health. Red blood cells contain a protein called hemoglobin, which binds to oxygen in the lungs and releases it in tissues where oxygen is needed. The lifespan of red blood cells is approximately 120 days, and they are constantly being produced in the bone marrow. White blood cells. White blood cells, or leukocytes, are a group of cells in the blood that are responsible for fighting infections and foreign substances in the body. They are produced in the bone marrow and lymphatic tissues and come in several different types, each with a specific function. White blood cells, or leukocytes, are a vital part of the immune system. There are several types of white blood cells, including neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, and basophils. Each type of white blood cell plays a specific role in the immune system. For example, neutrophils are the most common type of white blood cell and are responsible for engulfing and destroying bacteria and other foreign substances. Neutrophils are the first responders to bacterial infections, while lymphocytes are responsible for recognizing and destroying viruses and cancer cells and are responsible for producing antibodies. Platelets. Platelets, or thrombocytes, are small cell fragments that play a critical role in blood clotting. When a blood vessel is damaged, platelets aggregate at the site of the injury and form a plug to prevent further bleeding. Platelets also release chemicals that help to activate the clotting cascade, which leads to the formation of a fibrin clot that seals the wound. Plasma. Plasma is the liquid component of blood, and it makes up approximately 55% of the total blood volume. Plasma is a complex mixture of water, electrolytes, hormones, and proteins, including albumin, globulins, and fibrinogen. These proteins help to maintain blood pressure, transport nutrients and waste products, and regulate the body's immune response. Blood production. Blood is produced in the bone marrow, which is the spongy tissue found inside bones. The bone marrow contains stem cells, which are immature cells that can develop into different types of blood cells. The process of blood cell formation is called hematopoiesis, and it involves a series of complex steps that are tightly regulated by various hormones and growth factors. The first step in hematopoiesis is the differentiation of stem cells into either myeloid or lymphoid progenitor cells. Myeloid progenitor cells give rise to red blood cells, platelets, and most types of white blood cells, while lymphoid progenitor cells give rise to lymphocytes. These progenitor cells then differentiate further into specific blood cell types under the influence of various growth factors. Regulation of blood cell production. The production of blood cells is regulated by a complex system of feedback mechanisms that involves various hormones and growth factors. The main hormone involved in the regulation of blood cell production is erythropoietin, EPO, which is produced by the kidneys in response to low oxygen levels in the blood. EPO stimulates the bone marrow to produce more red blood cells, which helps to increase the oxygen-carrying capacity of the blood. Other hormones and growth factors that play a role in blood cell production include thrombopoietin, which stimulates the production of platelets, and cytokines. Blood types. Blood types are determined by the presence or absence of certain antigens on the surface of red blood cells. There are 4 major blood types: A, B, AB, and O. Blood type A has the A antigen on the surface of its red blood cells, blood type B has the B antigen, blood type AB has both A and B antigens, and blood type O has neither A nor B antigens. Additionally, each blood type can be either Rh positive or Rh negative, depending on the presence or absence of the Rh antigen. The importance of knowing your blood type comes into play when you need a blood transfusion. If a person receives blood that is not compatible with their blood type, their immune system may mount an attack against the foreign blood cells, leading to a potentially life-threatening reaction. Therefore, it is crucial to match the blood types of the donor and the recipient before performing a blood transfusion. Blood disorders. Several disorders can affect the components of blood, including anemia, leukemia, and hemophilia. Anemia. Anemia is a condition in which the body does not have enough red blood cells or hemoglobin to carry oxygen to the body's tissues. Anemia can be caused by a variety of factors, including iron deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, and blood loss. Leukemia. Leukemia is a type of cancer that affects the blood and bone marrow. It is characterized by the uncontrolled growth of abnormal white blood cells, which can interfere with the normal production of other blood cells. There are 4 main types of leukemia: acute lymphoblastic leukemia, ALL, acute myeloid leukemia, AML, chronic lymphocytic leukemia, CLL, and chronic myeloid leukemia, CML. Hemophilia. Hemophilia is a rare genetic disorder that affects the blood's ability to clot. People with hemophilia are at risk of bleeding excessively even from minor injuries, and they may experience spontaneous bleeding in their joints and muscles. Conclusion. Blood is a complex fluid that performs a wide range of functions in the human body. Its components, including red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma, work together to deliver oxygen and nutrients to different parts of the body, fight off infections and diseases, and maintain the body's immune response. Blood production is a tightly regulated process that involves various hormones and growth factors, and disorders that affect blood can have serious consequences for a person's health. Therefore, it is crucial to maintain a healthy blood system through proper nutrition, exercise, and medical care.